Hey guys, it's Rowan from Study TV. One of the questions that I'm commonly asked when I'm delivering presentations and working with students is it too late? Is it too late for me to do well? I've, failed a couple of assessments. I'm really concerned. Can I still do well in year 12? Can I still do well in my HSC? Now, often this question is asked by people as young as in year 10, but typically it's often asked by students in years 11 and 12. So what I thought I'd do is take a moment to address the question. Is it too late? If you've done poorly in year 11, can you do well in your HSC? And if you've done poorly in the early assessments in year 12, can you still excel and do well in your final HSC? So addressing those that might not have done so well in year 11. Really what you've got to think about is, yes, on one level, year 11 is setting you up with the foundation, the foundation of knowledge that you need to use in year 12. So of course, if you haven't necessarily done as well as you would like in year 11, the concern is that you don't have the foundation for year 12. What I want those who haven't done so well in year 11 to take out from this video is to understand that year 11 is a testing ground. In fact, you should make mistakes in year 11, and if you do, it's actually better. Because if you're making mistakes, you can actually work out what to do to improve. Year 11 should be all about working out what's the best way to study, when should you be studying, how should you be studying, how should you be preparing for exams, what's the best exam technique. The point is, you want to make all these mistakes in year 11 and learn exactly what you need to do to improve them and to basically develop powerful and effective study habits so that when you get to year 12, you're hitting the ground running. You've made the mistakes already, you're ready to go, and you can start doing exceptionally well in every single assessment. So for those in year 11, it's certainly not too late, and in fact, it's probably better you've made the mistakes then. I've known many students who did exceptionally poorly in year 11, largely because they didn't know how to study and how to prepare and how to write essays and all of that sort of stuff, but learned very quickly in year 11 and excelled in year 12. After all, 100% of the mark for your HSC comes from year 12. So at the end of the day, if you've done poorly in year 11 and you get your habits right, you've still got all of the potential and all of the marks available to excel in the HSC. What's one recommendation if you're in year 11 that you can take away from this video to actually start building these habits to make sure that you hit the ground running from year 12? I would suggest that any time you don't do as great as you'd like in an assessment, to actually sit down and spend 5-10 minutes doing a review. And review, when you studied, how intensely you studied, the type and the way that you studied. What did you do the morning of the exam? What did you do the night before? What was your exam technique like in the exam? And basically track what you're doing in every single exam. And what you'll notice is that in some exams you'll do better. And in some exams, of course, you won't do as well. And you can actually start comparing how your study skills and techniques and your preparation is having an impact on your mark. Obviously, what you can also do is watch videos like this one on Study TV to work out perhaps what are more effective ways that you can be studying and preparing, which you can start actually testing to see if they work for you as well. Now, what happens if you're in year 12? You're in year 12, you've screwed up a couple of assessments early on in the year, and you think you're done. You think you failed and you're not going to do well in your HSC. What you need to think about really is the amount of marks that are left on the table. Even middle of the year, or even at your half yearlies, you've still got your trials and your HSC, which could be 50 to 60 to 70% of the total marks for your HSC still available, depending on your school assessment. So basically what this means is, even if you screw up on a couple of the assessments early on, you've got so much of your marks left sitting there ready for you that if you excel in the remaining assessments that you have, it won't have as much of an impact on your overall marks as you feel. And I've seen many a time this happen where a student has not been performing all that well during the year, they've really dug deep for their trial HSC exams and then their HSC exams, and they've aced both of them. And because they're worth so much, overall they've done exceptionally well. So, really simply, don't get down if you haven't done as well as you would have liked. What you can do is there's a neat little trick to help you stay focused, stay motivated, and actually prepare effectively for your future exams. Basically what you can do is calculate the amount of marks that are left on the table and actually calculate the amount of marks that you've had and what you've actually achieved out of those available marks. So if you've done 40% of the course and you've got 30 out of 40 marks all up, what you can then calculate is that you've got 60 marks left on the table. How many marks do you need to get out of those 60 to reach your particular goal in terms of the subject mark you require? What I've done is below this video I've included some instructions in terms of the maths to help you make these calculations. So, quick summary, if you're in year 11, don't worry, test as much as you can and do reviews and reflections of how you've performed after each assessment. If you're in year 12, get motivated, kick in a gear. There's a lot of the marks available still for you to actually achieve and excel at. Make sure though that you crunch your numbers and work out exactly what you need to achieve in your next assessments to use it as a goal to keep you inspired and motivated. Now, if you have any specific questions, please feel free to email them in to me or post a comment below and I'll endeavour to respond. Over the next year, there will be 300 videos uploaded on Study TV, so please make sure you subscribe to stay updated with all the new videos that we will be uploading. Until next time, cheers.